One thing I still cannot figure out is why Diane Schuler got on the highway going the wrong way as her nieces called for help from the back seat. Her nieces continued to say that there was something wrong with her and that she wasn't able to see before Diane left her cell phone on the side of the road and sped onto the highway, ending in one of the worst fatal crashes in the county. Back in 2009, Diane, her husband Danny, and their 2 children, along with Diane's 3 nieces, had been camping over the weekend. When they left the campground, Diane and her husband took separate vehicles. Diane took the minivan with all 5 children inside, and her husband Danny took the truck with the family dog. It should have only been a 35-minute drive, but about 4 hours later, 911 calls started pouring in about a terrible crash from a wrong-way driver. Diane had gotten on the highway going the wrong way, going about 80 miles per hour for nearly 2 miles before colliding with 2 different vehicles. In total, 8 people lost their lives, including Diane and all of the children, except for her 5-year-old son who would survive but with severe head trauma. The crash also took the lives of 3 other passengers in the SUV that Diane hit head-on. An autopsy would later reveal that Diane had an extreme amount of alcohol in her blood, and she also had THC in her system. But Diane's husband and sister-in-law say this is totally unlike her. She wasn't known to be a drinker, but they believe she was instead suffering extreme pain from an abscessed tooth or suffering some sort of medical emergency. Surveillance footage from a gas station shows Diane going inside of the convenience store where she speaks to the clerk, and according to the clerk, she had attempted to buy over-the-counter pain medication, but they didn't have the kind that she wanted. The clerk also noted that she seemed completely sober when speaking with her. She left the gas station without purchasing anything just after 11 a.m. and was afterward seen by several witnesses driving very aggressively, tailgating, flashing her headlights, and honking the horn while moving in and out of lanes or taking up 2 lanes at a time. Around 1 p.m., one of Diane's nieces called her dad, Diane's brother, from Diane's cell phone, in which she reportedly said that Diane was having trouble seeing and speaking clearly. Diane pulled off the road to speak to her brother, where she confirmed that she was having trouble seeing and was feeling disoriented. Her brother told her to wait where she was and he would meet them there, but Diane didn't listen. She left her phone at the toll booth and drove away, crashing her car less than 30 minutes later. A lot of the witnesses who saw Diane driving the wrong way on the highway said that her movements were incredibly precise and almost calculated. This has led a lot of people to believe that maybe she did all of this intentionally, but her family believes that the only explanation was that Diane was suffering from some type of medical episode. If you'd like to learn more about the case, I highly recommend watching the documentary called There's Something Wrong with Aunt Diane, but just a fair warning that toward the end of that documentary, there are some very graphic photos of Diane after the accident, but I would just really love to hear what all of you think happened with Diane Schuler.